All right, how do you go about creating engaging posts on your social media? And today we're going to go through 7 different ways you can create engaging posts. Now, as a marketer or a business owner, when it comes to your social media marketing, one of the keys is getting people engaging with your content. We see a lot of people struggling with this, and so today I thought what I'd do is give you 7 different ways that you can create very engaging content that's going to work well on your social media channels, whether it's here on Facebook or maybe it's in other platforms, whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram, etc. All the same rules sort of apply when it comes to creating engaging content. So these 7 tips are in no particular order, and they're just things that you can use to really help you get better results when it comes to getting engagement on your social media and getting a return on investment on the time, and money, and energy you put into creating your content. So the first thing is to use eye-catching graphics. Now, it's one thing to put up just a normal sort of text post, and sometimes that can be really effective. But if you want to stop people in their tracks as they're scrolling through their newsfeed on whatever platform they're on, then it's going to be very beneficial for you to use eye-catching graphics. Now, that could be like a shocking image, something that shocks people, or it could just be something really brightly colored, or even you could use something that's slightly animated. And today, it's very easy to do in today's day and age. You can use a product called Canva, which I have no association with, except that we use it, and a lot of people do. So go to Canva, and you can create all sorts of really eye-catching graphics, and some of those can be even motion graphics, so things that are moving and just animated, and that can stop people in their tracks because it's just doing something different. Use bright colors, use imagery that's compelling to stop people and make them want to look. The second thing that works really well for engagement with social media is to ask questions. So if you've got sort of something that's topical with your industry, or maybe a product that can be used in multiple different ways, or maybe there's many different colors or models, you could ask a question of your followers, and that question could be like, what was the funniest thing you ever did when you bought this product, or what's your favorite flavor of coffee if you're a coffee company, or you could ask many different questions. And using questions is a great way to be able to get engagement. And the more controversial your questions are, usually the more engagement that you will get. So, for example, if you were a manufacturer of cameras, you could say, is the camera dead? Are smartphones taking over cameras? Yes or no? And you could just have, discuss. You could have that as a question, and that's going to get a whole amount of engagement from people that love their cameras making comments. And as we know, more engagement leads to more followers, leads to more exposure. And so it's really important to use this in a smart way. I would suggest asking a question at least once, if not twice a week. This sort of leads to the third idea, and that is to use polls and surveys. And we've seen recently a lot of the platforms create ways for you to create polls in different ways. You can create with YouTube now, in the YouTube communities, you can create image polls. So you can load up to 5 images and get them to select one. So you could get your graphics sort of bent on, and you can get into Canva and make up 5 graphics, maybe that are slightly different. You could run a little pick, maybe it could even be the pick the difference sort of competition, but you can use polls as surveys as well, so you can ask multiple choice questions and get people to answer those. Not only will that give you engagement, that'll give you valuable feedback from your target market as well as to what they're thinking, which could be vitally helpful for you. My fourth way, and this has been really effective for us over the years, we've done this a few times, and that is to run competitions, or maybe a giveaway or a contest of some sort on your social media channels, and that'll get huge amounts of engagement. And if you're going to give a prize away, whether you donate the prize or it's a prize that somebody else, or maybe you have many people that get involved, and that's how typically that we've done it in the past, is we've partnered with other people, and we've all put a prize into the prize pool, which makes it a ridiculously large prize pool. But also means that we can market it to each other's databases and put it on each other's social media platforms, and then grow our databases together. It works really well. So a contest or a giveaway of some sort will definitely get engagement. Even like a challenge, you host a bit of a challenge where during the month people have to do something, and then they have to post up an answer or a photo or something in response on your social media and tag you maybe through their own social media post, but it will create a lot of engagement. So contests or giveaways are a really good way to do it. My next one is to use video content. Now, this is a great example of using video content. This is a Facebook Live. You may be watching this on YouTube or somewhere else afterwards if we repurpose the content, which we typically do. And that's the thing I love about video, is it can be repurposed. So this particular video will end up on other channels. You could also dissect it up into small mini tips. It could be used for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos. It could be used in many different ways. and it's evergreen. So when you create content like this is something that you could watch today, or you could be watching in a few months from now, or even a year from now, and it will still be relevant. So when you do video content, it's always good to try and make it evergreen content, because then it can be watched over and over again. And whilst very few people turn up to watch the live video, we get many people viewing it after the fact. And video gets 11 times more engagement. More people watch video than any other content online. And they said that 81% of content or time spent online is watching videos. So 81% of the users' time is spent watching videos. So, if you're posting videos, you're definitely going to get more engagement. My next tip is to do product spotlights. So a lot of people that are considering a product or service, they might not know much about it. Particularly, this is important if your product or service is something that people do not buy very often. So, for example, let's say I'm a wedding photographer. Well, it's not something people buy every week, and so they probably don't understand what's involved in wedding photography, for example. So you could do a bit of a spotlight on your different packages, and you could do videos on those packages. You could do answer a lot of the frequently asked questions about what typically happens during a wedding, how many photographers are there, some of the different tricks and tips that you have to help people get through their wedding day and still have amazing photography. Is it to do a photo shoot on another day, before the wedding or after the wedding? Like, whatever it is, you could do a bit of a product spotlight on your service or your product. If you do have actual products, then you could, of course, do video reviews of that product and explain to people a bit more about that product. There's a lot of companies that do this. There's one that recently I've been looking at. I just bought a kayak, so I've been looking at kayaks, and I was looking at a company called Oz Inflatable Kayaks, and they do a great job on their YouTube channel of spotlighting their products. So if you want to see how to do this effectively, go and check out that channel, and you'll see how someone does spotlight videos really well, and they could be shared across all their different platforms. The next one I've got, which is the final tip, my seventh tip, is to use timely hashtags. People are using hashtags more and more to discover content, but some of the platforms are also using your hashtags to push content in front of specific users that might be interested in what it is that you're hashtagging about. So if you're not sure what hashtags to use, here's my good tip for you, is you can use a hashtag that's obvious. So it could be like the product or service that you offer. Find somebody else that has already done their hashtag research and already has 20 or 30 hashtags under their post, for example, and go through and copy and paste the ones that are relevant to you. And that'll put you in front of the same audience that they're getting in front of. And they may have already done some research to get that hashtag list. But if you've got really timely hashtags, it's a good idea to use them. So, for example, if you're a collision repairer and you specialize in hail damage, then maybe your hashtag could be storm chasers, hashtag hailstorm, hashtag something like that. So things that are, and if it's a particular hailstorm in a particular location, you might even, hashtag hailstorm Queensland October, whatever, So you can use very timely hashtags, and that'll get more traffic driving towards your posts and look more likely to engage with what it is that you're posting about. Now, what I wanted to do, I hope you found those 7 tips really helpful. What I wanted to do was give you 17 ways to generate leads and sales on Facebook. It's a guide that I've got. I'm just going to quickly share my screen. It's a guide that I've got that I've been sort of, helping people now for a long time by using Facebook as a lead generation tool. I use it myself. I've made millions of dollars in sales off of my Facebook advertising. And I've got a guide with 17 ways to generate leads and sales on Facebook. Plus, there's a bonus 3-step process in there for creating an effective Facebook post or ad. And you can download that for free. We're going to pop the link down in the description. It is digitlc.com.au/Facebook guide. Of course, you've got to give us your details to download it. Once it's in your inbox, if you don't want to hear from me again, just unsubscribe. I will not be offended. But grab yourself that guide if you're really serious about generating leads and sales on Facebook. It is absolutely free. You've got nothing to lose. Link will be down below in the description. All right. Well, I've been Ben Futrell. Hopefully you've enjoyed that today and you got lots of value out of understanding how to get more engagement with your social media posts. And until next time, I hope you generate lots of leads online. See ya.